Whatever happened to these very hyped up 5-star recruits? Starting off with Corey Foreman, who came out of high school and in high school with a ton of hype to his name. He was the #1 player out of California, and depending on the recruiting side, either the #2 or #3 player in the entire country for his recruiting class. And as you saw, would commit to and attend USC. Now, he was at USC for 3 seasons and struggled with injuries, but also just got limited time. So in 2024, he would transfer to Fresno State, where in his first season, he would have 24 combined tackles and 5 tackles for loss. He's looking to continue and further grow that success this season. Next, we have another USC commit, quarterback Malachi Nelson, who in his recruiting class in 2023, he was the #2 player out of California. He would enroll at USC early, but only play 1 game as Caleb Williams was still there, and then actually transferred to Boise State, where he would lose the quarterback competition against Maddox Madsen. Although he did play in 3 games, throwing for 128 yards and a single pick. He would then transfer to UTEP, which is where he's at currently. And although his first game was a little bit rough, his second game he threw for 278 yards and 4 touchdowns. Next, we have wide receiver Jurion Dickey, who was actually the #3 ranked prospect in his class out of the state of California, behind Malachi Nelson. And as you can see, would commit to and attend the University of Oregon. He was there for 2 seasons, played in 15 games, and caught 2 passes for 14 yards. Then it was announced earlier this season that he was reportedly suspended indefinitely. And then I'm sure, as you've probably seen, because it kind of went viral, he popped up randomly at Diablo Valley College, which is a Northern California JUCO, as #42, and did catch a touchdown in that video. Next, we have Eric Gilbert, who was widely heralded as a generational player. At 6'5", 253 pounds, Gilbert has ridiculous athleticism, so it came as no surprise when he was ranked as the #1 tight end in his recruiting class and the #1 player out of the state of Georgia, and was considered a top 10, and depending on the recruiting site, top 5 player in the entire nation for his class. He would take his talents to LSU, and he would have a solid freshman season, catching 35 passes for 368 yards and 2 touchdowns. But there were injuries, and so he would decide to transfer to Georgia. He was actually originally committed to Florida, but settled on Georgia. Now, he'd end up not playing the entire 2021 season, but during the 2022 season, he'd have 2 catches for 16 yards and a single touchdown. He would then decide to transfer again, this time to Nebraska. I'm going to speed it up a little bit, by the way. Had some off-the-field issues and did not play it down at Nebraska. He would then pop up this season at Savannah State, which is where he's currently at, and according to ESPN, has 5 catches for 72 yards on the season. Next, we have the #1 running back in the country for his recruiting class in 2019, John Emery Jr. Now, he'd play 5 seasons at LSU, playing in 38 games and racking up 1,123 rushing yards and 14 touchdowns before deciding to transfer to UTSA. And on the season, he currently has 10 carries for 61 yards. And last but not least, we have linebacker Justin Flo, who had a crazy mixtape in high school and would commit to Oregon. Although in 3 years there, it was kind of rough, so he transferred to Arizona and is currently at UNLV.